Okay, welcome back, folks. We're in some tricking now. Come back from the break, and got our first competitor. I think is out there after a first pass, which we may have missed. I apologise for that. And I've got in commentary with me Grant Barnett. Morning, Grant.
Morning, Glenn. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Good. How are you? Australian team manager, of course.
Yeah, busy couple of weeks and really enjoying it. So we've had a couple of athletes out there already. So Sadie had a fantastic jump yesterday and the boys are skiing well and got lots more to come. So fantastic few days coming up on what is a really exciting World Championships.
Absolutely. And you've skied in a few of these yourself, of course, a few worlds, and I guess, and your team manager, Ryan Green's team coach, so you bring a lot of experience to that role and enjoying it.
Yeah, we really are. It's obviously Australia's been a real powerhouse nation in water skiing for many, many years, and we'd like to keep that tradition continuing if we can. So we've got a young group at the moment, which is great to see. We've had a couple of injuries that, unfortunately, not having Josh Bryant and Archie Davis here with us, but it brought a new group of guys come in and get some experience skiing at a major event, a big dance like the World Championships, and it's great to be here, and they're really excited, and great few days to come.
Yeah, good on you, mate. Okay, so we're this is pass number 2, folks. We're a little bit delayed getting going. This is Chinese athlete, rope on toe. It's Hu Zhang from China. Oh yeah, doing the old toe 5 front there. Getting it done out there at the moment. Toe wake 360.
Yeah, nicely done.
Nicely done. Possibly a couple of wake tricks there that the judges will have a look at, but still it's a good solid stand-up pass. She looks happy anyway, which is what we want to see.
She sure does. Remember the Chinese were quite good big in tricking many years ago. I think it was Min was the world trick champion. Remember that, Glenn?
Yeah, I do, mate. And actually, Philippa was telling me she's going to be on site this weekend, so be great to catch up with her. She certainly was.
Absolutely, what an amazing talent. In fact, the Chinese have really brought through some amazing talent over the years, and let's hope they can continue there. She looked like a solid little toe tricker, so hopefully there's lots more improvement to come.
Absolutely. So we go to a Kiwi, actually, Jamie Metcalf, who's the comeback queen of New Zealand water skiing, and she's known for a slalom. She's ranked top 5 in the world now for women's slalom, or actually ranked 5th, I think. Doesn't do a lot of tricking. In fact, I don't think she really ever tricks anymore, but New Zealand's a bit shorter. We're a bit shy on trick scores, so she's done the good thing for her country, and she's putting the trick ski on, and I'm sure she'll go pretty well.
Yeah, she's slaloming incredibly well at the moment, isn't she, Jamie? She's really matured. I mean, since she's been in Europe for a number of years now. I think she was telling me when I ran into her at the ski site the other day, she's been there 10 or 12 years, which I was actually quite surprised. But amazing. I'm really looking forward to her slaloming this weekend. In fact, the field is looking incredible as we move through to, Thursday and Friday, coming into to the top seeds in all of these events. And one event I'm really looking forward to is women's slalom, because there's some great talent in amongst there, including this next skier on the water in tricks, Jamie Metcalf.
Yeah, that's right. She represented New Zealand at Open Worlds. I think she's just 15 years of age. She's one of our youngest ever skiers to ski at Open Worlds. I mean, she was skiing at Open Worlds back with Ralphie, with Steve Cockram, and obviously Kyle Eade and all those guys that and she kind of disappeared like 10 or 12 years, concentrating on her career, and resurfaced out of Switzerland, which is great to have her back. And this is going to be interesting.
Lining up there for my first opening trick in my trick pass.
There we go, mate.
The old wake line 5 front, beautiful.
Yep.
Did it much better than me too.
She's always been super consistent on her trick skis, Jamie. Beautiful wake 5 fronts. Wake O. We're going to see a flip, are we? Oh yeah, good stuff, Jamie. Is there a reverse? Oh, she's a sensation.
That's some really good tricking. Well done. That's a great little score there. Probably more of a traditional type of run, really, there, starting with the wake line 5. A lot of the trickers these days, of course, starting out with the flips and things like that. But that was a fantastic stand-up pass for Jamie. And that'll give her a lot of confidence as well, Glenn, leading into the slalom. If you're a top skier and you've got, a lesser event coming up first, it's always nice to get out there and put it on the board, jump in the water, get fresh, and That'll give her a lot of confidence leading into not only just the second pass here, but also her slalom event, her pet slalom event coming up on Thursday.
Yeah, you did right. I think as much as Jamie would, says, not really into the tricks, don't really want to trick. I think it's good for her to get out there and get wet and get part of the action. And breaks up the days a bit. If you're a top seed in slalom or jump, you don't really ski till Friday, do you, at a Worlds? So,
that's exactly right.
Yeah, it's good to get out there. Yeah, I think Jamie's only skied one trick tournament in the last 12 years. So
certainly doesn't look like it.
What's that?
Certainly doesn't look like it. Looks
now,
like
I know,
a little bit like my golf game. I don't play golf for about 3 years and go out there and absolutely kill it for the first round, and it goes haywire after that. But that was a great opening pass. And
yeah, I think because of that, though, I think her ranking, she should probably be ranked a little higher maybe, but that's where she's at.
So another New Zealander to come after that, Glenn, Tony Atkinson. Tony. What can you tell us about Tony?
Tony's events of slalom and jump, actually. The tricking's very much a third event for her, but she had a good slalom result yesterday. Equaled a PB at 3:12. And then, of course, she's jumps her probably favoured event, which will be coming up a little bit later on. So we'll watch Jamie here, rope on toe. Okay, Amy Metcalf just waits for that white boy to make her start. Conditions really good at the moment. There's no breeze at all. Here we go. Toe 5 back to backs. Got a toe whack back to back. Looks good. Toe front. Yeah, bailing out of the toe 5 front by the look of it, and a couple of toe slides at the end. There's a toe O and a toe wrapper. That'll probably just about be 20 seconds, but she's going to try and slam something in at the end. Oh, a toe 5 front at the end. Solid score. That'll be definitely over 4,000 points, I would say. Probably maybe 4,500 to 5,000 points from Jamie. So great skiing.
It is. Great skiing from Jamie. Well done for a slalom specialist. Fantastic tricking. Fantastic opening pass. And just falling short with a couple of her toes, Glenn. But she looked, all in all, for somebody that hasn't done a lot of tricking, she looked fantastically well out there today. Talking about personal best, Glenn, obviously you touched on a couple there a moment ago. We've already had 2 or 3 here this weekend, and the conditions are absolutely fantastic here. So we've got some jumping coming up in Open Men's Series 3 and 4, and looking forward to some big jumps. We had Sadie Ferguson yesterday from Australia, jumping 2 metres clear of her personal best, which is a great result. I think we've had a couple in the slalom event already as well. So all of the guys in Series 1, 2 and 3, they'd have to be looking out here and thinking, this is pretty nice out here.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they'll be buoyed by that. Well, of course, we've got the course records, all-time course records. We've had a 69-metre jump here from Freddie Kruger 10 years ago. So, you can definitely jump big here, and obviously tricks as well. So, yeah, I think you're right. The confidence levels will be building from the athletes around the world.
And it's great to see the World Championships at a Stadium World site for the first time in such a long time. Of course, we've had some great water ski sites where Worlds have been for many years, but you go back to the days of, in the 80s and 70s, and in Thorpe Park in London, then we had Toulouse in France, Rock and Bruin in France as well, great stadium sites, and then we've got this one here this year. So excited for all of the event organisers here in Malaysia for the Worlds to be finally here.
Yeah, so here's Tony Atkinson. She's skis a bit at my place, actually. She's from the same region as me, back home in New Zealand. Her best trick score is probably just a shade under 3,000 points, so she's definitely a slalom and a jumper, but she's actually just falls there on a line front. New Zealand we wouldn't have expected to be looking for a trick score from Tony, but the couple of the boys yesterday didn't trick so well, so it'd be kind of handy for New Zealand if Tony could stand up both her trick passes here, which obviously she fell there, but it was towards the end of her run.
Yep, so the athletes will jump in the boat here. They'll be taken down and have a drop of about 60 seconds, I think, Glenn, it is, for the trick event down the other end there before bringing them in. And that's right down towards the training venue. Those folks at home maybe who thinking, where is the training occurring here for a lot of our athletes who are still in amongst training at the moment? That's a facility called Godzilla. You might have had heard of that over the last few years with the 2 sites up here in Malaysia. That's around about probably 500 to 750 metres away from where the actual trick skier will drop in a different arm of the lake. And in fact, Jamie and some of the Kiwis were training over there the other day. She'll still spend 60 seconds down there before we bring her back in for her second pass.
Yeah, so Tony, this is actually her first open worlds. She's been top level for quite a while though. She's a regular winner of our national jump and slalom titles back home, and skied at under 21 worlds, university worlds throughout her career. She's 27 years of age now. She was looking nice and relaxed, which is good. She'll be happy with the slalom yesterday. She's feeling fairly confident, and obviously jump to come, which is her favourite event. So Grant, you've got Joel Howley here. I haven't seen Joel Howley yet, but he's coming.
Yep, Joel arrived yesterday afternoon. He unfortunately got in a little late and missed the opening ceremony, which was a bit of a shame, but he is here now. Arrived safely, had 2 or 3 sets over at Godzilla this morning, and had a good long chat to him actually just prior to coming up to the commentary tower here, and he's fired up and ready to go. He really is. It's great to have him amongst the group, and obviously Nick Adams, also another slalom specialist in our team.
And Emma, of course. Emma's back.
She is skiing as an independent, amazing effort to be able to qualify. I think Emma's 43, 44 years of age. She'll probably hate for me to saying that, but yeah, it's great to have her, and she'll absolutely love these conditions.
Yeah, exactly.
This is Moomba all over right here,
Perfect conditions,
Glenn.
Yeah, you're right.
And I can't wait to see her out slaloming tomorrow.
Also Joel, Joel skied pretty good at Moomba the last few years, so it's going to be good. It's good on him. Here's Tony Atkinson now. Probably start with the toe 360. I don't know whether she's going to do the toe 5 back. She does. Well done. Toe wake tricks now. Looking pretty good. I do a little bit of trick judging back home, and she's a local club skier at mine, so I've just watched this run many, many times. Oh, and it's normally
how many
a little
points
bit
was that, Glenn?
Exactly. I think Tony will be just probably a little over 2,000. We'll get 2,300 points if I had to guess. We'll wait and see.
Tidy little run from her. Look at that great view there as the boat comes back in. Of course, those folks are not here with us watching on the webcast. There is around about, I think it's about 2,500 seat stadium we've got here, and there's a VIP area back up above that in a glassed area. That's where a lot of the entertaining was done last night, the opening ceremony, and we've got some skier tents to the left of the grandstanded area, but a magnificent facility here, incredible. The chief judging tower, of course the webcast up on level 3, a lot of the judging on levels 1 and 2, but simply brilliant. And hats off to all of the organisers here in Malaysia for bringing the World Championships here, and I'm really excited. I think this is maybe one of the great World Championships to remember, Glenn. I think if conditions stay like this, I was talking to one of our athletes yesterday, Jacinta Carroll, and just watching one of our fellow athletes, Sadie, jump yesterday, and she is really fired up in relation to what potentially might be able to happen here for her in jump, but also all of our other competitors in slalom, tricks and jumps for all of Series 3, 2 and 1 coming up over the next couple of days.
Absolutely, and of course also next to the grandstand, just to let the webcast people know, we've got a big screen down there, so you get to watch the replays and everything. It really is. It's like almost like being at a football game.
It's magnificent. I mean, you probably can't see it, obviously, for those folks at home. It'd be good to get actually a bit of a snapshot and see if we can get that for the folks at home at some point. But there's a huge big screen right in front of the grandstand there, and magnificent audio system, lots of music going on when the skiing's not happening, a real carnival atmosphere. The carnival out the back here in the big car park area where the athletes come in and greeted by some shaded areas. That'll be starting to fire up tomorrow all the way through till Sunday. So it'll be a real sort of Moomba-like carnival atmosphere here, Glenn, won't it?
It will be. It'll be great. So we've had 2 scores come through. We've got Jamie Metcalf with 4,120. She's leading, and Chinese athlete Hu Zhang with 3,610. Now, Jamie Metcalf scores a little lighter than I thought. Maybe that reverse flip was out of time. I'm not sure. We'll figure that out later on. But here we go to Singapore now, and Sibel Key, that great Waterski family, the Key family out of Singapore. Toe 720 to start. Toe 5 back. This is some high level toe tricking to kick off with here. Yeah.
Of course, Sibel is the daughter of Singapore national, or former Singapore national trick champion Mei Lewin. She was skiing back in the mid-90s when the World Championship came to Singapore in 1993, just down the road, in fact. And a great World Championship that turned out to be as well.
Yeah, and of course Jeffrey Key sits on the World Tournament Council for Asia, so it's certainly a family that's well supported, supporting water skiing, working hard for water skiing.
Yep, May and the family have stayed involved for a long, long time now, and Carly, Sibel's sister Carly, was also a very strong skier also, but great to see Sibel out here just falling on her toes there, but Mum there in the boat with her, be giving her some words of advice. A really experienced skier herself, skiing at a couple of World Championships and lots of Asian Championships as well. So hopefully she can come up and have a really nice second pass, Glenn, and stand it up.
Yeah, it was solid stuff. I just had a trick score through from Tony Atkinson. It's actually pretty good for Tony, for what I saw there, 26.10. So, you know, PB's 28.80, so it's 100 and 200 odd points off her personal best. So she's not here to trick really, she's here to slalom and jump, but that will actually help out New Zealand's team score there just a little bit, because we had the old Donaldson twins didn't quite put it together in the tricks yesterday.
So after tricks, Glenn, we've got Open Men's Series 4 jump preliminaries, 6 competitors there before we move into Open Men's Series 3 with 10 competitors. So first time we've had the boys out on the jump ramp. It'll be nice to see how they go. Yesterday was some great jumping by the ladies. We only had 4 competitors, but Sadie Ferguson from Australia in the lead with a new personal best. And hopefully the guys will have some fantastic conditions, just like they did yesterday, and put some fantastic jumps out there on the board. I heard Freddie Kruger's not joining us here.
I have heard that. Yeah, I haven't had that 100% confirmed, but pretty sure. I think I yesterday morning accidentally maybe walked in on a US team selection meeting, and it was obviously Freddie pulled out. They had to replace him, and they had to do it before the first skier left the dock, and they were doing that. So,
did you get the lowdown? Who replaced him?
Well, I heard who replaced him, but not from that meeting. I, of course, immediately excused myself and didn't listen in. But I see on Facebook that I think Brittany Greenwood's come in to replace Freddie.
I was going to say, whoever it is, it'll be an extremely talented athlete, an amazingly strong team, the US. Lots and lots of depth in there. And the Greenwood family, I know Scotty, her father, very, very well. Greenie, great bloke, great skier himself, and it's great to see his daughter Brittany being able to ski at the big dance here in KL. Sibel's coming back in for her second pass. Hopefully she can stand this one up. A little late fall in on her first pass.
Wake 360 there to get underway. Wake 180s now. Absolutely perfect conditions here at the moment. 2019 World Championships. Sibel Key from Singapore. Jesus, some high level tricks going in here. This is great stuff.
Yeah, great tricking. Well done, Sibel. That's a fantastic effort. A little bit of a late fall on a first pass, standing up a second pass. She's the only competitor here. Actually, no, I think there's a couple of other competitors here from Singapore this weekend, but specialist trick skier. And to be able to come through and stand up your second pass at a World Championships is a wonderful effort. So well done, Sibel.
Okay, we're going to France now. And unusual to see a French tricker this early on at a Worlds, but it's Emma Brunel representing France.
France producing some amazing trickers over the years, Glenn, haven't they? You think of the names, oh gee whiz, Patrice Martin, Nicolas Lafourier, Stier, Clementine, Lucine, the list goes on. I'm probably
forgotten
saying
half
names.
I
was going to say it's not really fair, is it? Because you generally forget a good dozen or so amazing athletes France has produced over the years, but I'm sure this young lady will come out and put a solid effort in women's Series 3 tricks, of course. Jamie Metcalf, the leader at the moment, 41.20, 4.120. The Chinese athlete, who's back on 3,610. So all those folks watching the webcast at home, that is the trick and slalom dock down there. They're not running jump from that position. They run that from a different dock just to the right of the screen at the moment. But behind there's a skiers preparation area, lots of shaded areas for all of our athletes. Very hot here in Malaysia and humid as well. So the event organisers have done a fantastic job in offering lots of shaded areas for the athletes to congregate before they come out and ski. Glenn, here's our French athlete coming into pass number 1.
From Bordeaux in France, 20 years of age. Personal best is 53.30. Currently residing in Monroe, Louisiana. Going to college there, part of the collegiate Waterski scene. Solid 3-event skier. You can see why the French have picked her in the team. He's got some great backup scores in all 3 events for the team scores.
Pretty happy too. Clean little pass there.
Beautiful stuff. So jump PB 47.3, trick PB 53.30, and a 5 on the 12 metre in slalom. So good 3-event skier. Really good 3-event skier from Bordeaux in France. Oh, didn't she? Ah, okay. So apologies there. That's actually Eleanor Benjamin from Great Britain. Emma Brunel didn't leave the dock. So.
Well, let's face it, Glenn. England's produced some great trickers as well.
Yeah,
we think of the likes of Sarah Gaddy-Saund.
Yeah.
Gee
exactly.
Whiz. But of course, the French have done extremely well. But yeah, apologise to Eleanor there. A nice opening pass. Watching the replay here, the wake line back. More of a traditional type of opening pass from Eleanor in the trick event. So she'll drop down the end for about a 60-second drop before we bring her back in for her second pass. Of course, Team GB, Glenn, are looking very strong this weekend as well.
They certainly are.
Gee whiz, what some amazing talent are coming out of Great Britain at the moment with all of their male and female athletes. Some wonderful results from the Under-21 World Championships recently up in Canada, and really excited to see some of their athletes be competing over the next couple of days. Yeah,
well, of course, that was their first, Great Britain's first teams title at a World Champs, which is hard to believe, really, when you think of it over the years. But they're buoyed, how hot is Joel Poland right now, and then back him up with Rob Hazelwood. They've got a couple of pretty good slalom specialists as well, of course, and world champion Freddie Winter and Will Asher. So absolutely sensational Great Britain program running at the moment. We actually haven't got a profile here or some scores here for Eleanor Benjamin. But she looks like a 5,000 point tricker, I would say, or at least high 4s.
Yeah, nice tidy toes so far. Toe echo. Nice toe back to back. Yeah, looks pretty happy too. Well done. Great tricking from Eleanor Benjamin from Great Britain. Lots of smiles Congratulations. That'll give her confidence. She's got a few events to come as well, Glenn. As we said earlier on, it's always nice to get out there and put one on the board and stand up and jump in the water, get some confidence moving into the latter part of the weekend. So well done to Eleanor. 2 more competitors to come in Open Women's Series 3 Trick. Charlotte Wharton from Great Britain, another of GBR, and then Anna Sespevova from the Czech Republic. We'll then move into Men's Series 4 Jump, where we've got 6 competitors. Starting out with Adam Jung Hannafar will be our first competitor. So 2 more ladies to go before we move into the jump event. Probably another, say, maybe an hour and a half or jumping to go, Glenn, before we complete today's series, and then we move into some of these series 2 and 1 tomorrow. Really exciting big day tomorrow, isn't it, Glenn?
Yeah, exactly. I think we'll probably have a lunch break though between tricks and jump, Grumpy, so we'll probably have a bit of a break there, let the judges and officials and everything, because it is what's it, coming up to 10 minutes to 12 or whatever it is, so certainly feeling like it's getting close to lunch. Yeah, so Charlotte Wharton next up from Great Britain. We don't actually have a profile for her on World Water Skiers, so she needs to get in and fill that out. So we don't know what her personal best is. I'm thinking it's probably somewhere in the high 4s if I was a betting man. She's a great jump skier, and we're looking forward to her. That's her main event, I think, jump and slalom. I think the Junior Worlds that were at Moala in 2012, I think she might have won jump there in the under-17s. Grant, if not, she was pretty close. Wow. Oh, geez, how did she get away with that?
Toe tricker as well. She was just going for it. That's great to see. If you come to a World Championship, you come to the big dance, Glenn, you've got to go hard. Have a crack, don't you? No point.
Got to have a crack, go hard or go home.
Messing around. That was a fairly nice little tidy pass right towards the end there, just slipping up on the toeway go. But well done to Charlotte again. Lots of skiing to come for her. Great opening ceremony last night too, wasn't it, Glenn? We had lots of dignitaries there, and of course our main focus was the athletes and bringing them in, and they do it well with all the organisation of the opening ceremonies and the event itself. It's just fantastic. You're behind the scenes here. I know a lot of people can't see here on the webcast, but there's some fantastic dining hall eatery areas for the athletes, and shaded spots, and lots of places where they can go and cool and relax. And yesterday afternoon, late in the afternoon, we had the opening ceremony. It was a fantastic job by Hannafar and all of his event team. So big congratulations. Not holding the athletes too long in the hot, humid conditions here. It was just absolutely perfect. So big hats off to everybody with the opening ceremony yesterday afternoon. All right, we'll drop Charlotte down the end, give her about a 60-second break, and then bring her back in. One more ladies tricker in Open Women's Series 3 Tricks before I believe we will have a short break, short lunch break before we move back into Open Men's Series 4 Jump. Just the 6 competitors there, starting out with the 2 boys from Malaysia. So all of our Malaysian folks, if you're here supporting them, stick around, because they are 2 huge talents here from Malaysia. And we'll then have a Chinese athlete, 2 Koreans, 1 Japanese. So a real Asian affair in Open Men's Series 4 Jump coming up after the break. And then we'll move into Open Men's Series 3, starting out with the Ukrainian athlete Damir Filaretov. You better pronounce that for me correctly. Glenn, close enough?
I'm terrible, mate. Yes. I think that's about as good as I do.
Apologise, Damir, if I've got that wrong. Before we then move into some Korean New Zealanders, and we'll bring the list to you as we get a little closer to Open Men's Series 3 Jump.
Okay, thanks very much. Just had word from Candino, our chief judge. The jump will start at 1 p.m. and trick sheets will be available 10 minutes after our last tricker has finished tricking at the bottom of the tower downstairs. So trick sheets will be available. Charlotte Wharton now, not a bad toe pass. She, as Grant said, she was reasonably aggressive in her toe tricking, which is great to see, giving it a good shot. Let's see how she goes. Waco here, we're into the hand tricks now. Basic stuff to start, and then she's into the old line trick sequence there. Great stuff. Throwing in the 360s of that rule change, of course, which has taken the tricking world by storm. Everybody's doing back-to-back sand.
No complaints, Glenn. Stand-up pass, well done to Charlotte. Great skiing.
She's smiling.
Of course, she's got lots more skiing coming, particularly her jumping. Big wave there to the camera here on her second pass. So well done to Charlotte and everybody from Great Britain. Looking good so far here at these 2019 IWWF World Waterski Championships. As Glenn alluded, short break after our last competitor, Anna Sespavova from Czech Republic, before we have a short break and then come back with Open Series for men's jump at 1 p.m. That's local KL time. So if you're watching the webcast, you will need to do the conversions of wherever you are around the world. I hope you're enjoying things. A beautiful day here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Of course, Putrajaya is around about 45 minutes by car with nice traffic, often 30 minutes if you get it really nice out of KL itself. A real sort of satellite city, isn't it, Glenn? It's a beautiful place
sort of
around here.
The government town, the government city. Maybe a little bit like Canberra and Australia, I don't know, but it's beautiful.
Right. Yep, very true.
Absolutely
bit
beautiful
of a Canberra
place.
feel about it, bit of a Washington feel about it in a lot of ways as well, with beautiful buildings. The buildings around here are absolutely magnificent, and the road systems and infrastructure around Putrajaya is absolutely amazing. Getting from the hotels to the site is a quick 15 minutes. A couple of official hotels, one the Everleigh, just supported the event wonderfully well, along with the Zenith Hotel, where a lot of the IWWF folks are staying, but just a short 10 to 15 minute really drive in the official buses, which have been wonderful to get all the athletes here. But our last competitor is on the water in Open Women's Series 3 tricks.
Yeah, so it's Anna Sespavova from the Czech Republic. And you know she's going to be a pretty good tricker if she's out of Eastern Europe, of course. Gee, she's getting through a lot of tricks pretty quickly here. And she's into the flips, the quick flip. And that must be the end of her run, I think. That's a good score, good solid stuff.
Great to see all of these girls tricking pretty well. They really have. This series has done
there's been
nice job.
No disasters.
Lots of stand-up passes. No one really going down early at all. So well done to Anna on that opening pass.
Hey, Tom, how do I get back to the scores, mate? Sorry. Okay, we're just going to update you some scores soon. So Anna's just down at the end of the lake there, changing skis. She's got one more 20-second pass to come. And that will be it for tricking for today. There we go, we've got some scores up now. So we've got a score, Eleanor Benjamin from Great Britain, 4:1:30. So that puts it just ahead of Jamie Metcalf from New Zealand, who was 41:20. We've got Hugh Zhang from China, 3:6:10. Tony Atkinson from New Zealand, 26:10. Sabelle Key, 16:10. I thought she might have tricked a bit more than that. She's obviously fallen foul or the wrong side of some of the judging down there. But she's got 16:10. We're still waiting for a couple of scores to come through.
All right, in comes Anna on her second pass. Of course, Anna being the last competitor, as we mentioned before. We will have a short break until 1 p.m. Kuala Lumpur local time until we have Open Men's Series 4 jump. So after Anna, if you're watching on from home and you want to have a little bit of a break, please feel free. We'll be back at 1 p.m. after this tricker.
Okay, I've got a feeling this is going to be pretty exciting. I think she's a very good toe tricker, is this young lady from the Czech Republic. You know, you might think, Czech Republic, there wouldn't be a lot of good water skiers from there, but two of the greatest overall skiers the world's ever seen, of course, Adam Sedemeier and Martin Coleman are from the Czech Republic, so that little nation there produces some great water skiers.
Oh, they certainly do. Well, what a great
That's
performance
great
here by Anna.
tricking.
Well done. Great stand-up pass. Certainly know where a lot of that coaching's come from, Glenn, right there, don't you? You can, those two names that you just mentioned there, so wonderful tricking there from Anna.
Yep, great stuff, and that's going to conclude our trick event for today at the Worlds. We've got about an hour's break, a little bit less than an hour, and we'll be back 1 p.m. with the men's jump. So that's exciting stuff, and conditions look like they're going to be great. At the moment there's no wind at all, but if it's anything like a normal afternoon here, we're going to get a little bit of a head breeze for that jump, so look forward to that. So I think we're going to sign off now, folks. We'll probably play a couple of ads, and then we'll be back on just a little bit before 1 o'clock, so about 10 to 1 we'll come back on, and we'll have those Series 4 and Series 3 of men's jump.
Putrajaya, Malaysia this August to watch the world's best water skiers in action. Don't miss it!
Watch the best water skiers in the world compete at the 2019 World Waterski Championships in Putrajaya, Malaysia.